everyone. Welcome to our January Ask the Expert interview series. Today, I'm happy to have Leslie Hoskins with Leader Dogs with us today. We know a lot about leader dogs. We have our Kentucky Lions conventions, then your group has been to a lot of them and has provided information, but I think it's always fun to connect with you all and learn a little bit more about you and what all you all do. So Leslie, welcome in, and I'll just let you jump in and start to tell us about leader dogs and everything that you all do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Leader Dogs for the Blind, we are a nonprofit organization. We are located in Rochester Hills, Michigan. We were established in 1939, and we work every day towards our mission, which is empowering people who are blind or visually impaired with lifelong skills for safe and independent daily travel. We do that by offering a couple of different services. We have our guide dog program, of course, which is the one we're most known for. We also have an orientation and mobility program, which is that long white cane training. And we have a teen summer camp. So those are the programs that we really focus on. And our overall mission is to help improve independence, basically, for people who are blind or visually impaired to help them be unstoppable.
Awesome. Great. Can you tell us what you personally do at the organization?
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I've actually got a couple of different roles here. My title is Outreach Services and Community Engagement Manager. And so, with that role, I'm basically responsible for bringing people into the organization, into the mission, whether that be in the capacity of clients, client recruitment, gaining services from us, whether that be in volunteers, coming and volunteering on campus, or being a puppy raiser, or in another capacity. And then also, of course, donors. We couldn't do what we do without the support of our donors and Lions clubs to help be able to provide these services. So that is one side of it. I spend a lot of time going and doing conferences and presentations, talking to support groups, doing community events, talking to Girl Scout groups, senior citizen homes, sharing about Leader Dog in any capacity I can. And my other title is I'm a certified orientation and mobility specialist. That's how I got started here at Leader Dog. So what that is I am somebody who's been trained. I have my master's in blindness and low vision from Western Michigan University, and I work with people who are blind or visually impaired to teach them how to travel independently with the long white cane. So I live the best of both worlds, if you ask me. I still get to work with clients directly one-on-one and teach every now and then, but I also just get to spread something that I'm very passionate about and share about Leader Dog in hopes of gaining new people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great job. So we'll kind of go over the main thing that we all know you all for are the dogs. Every time we have someone come visit, they always bring a dog, and that everybody connects to the dogs. So just want to ask a couple of questions specifically about the dogs. So if you can kind of go over how they are selected, what the training process looks like, and then further than that, how people can sign up to get a dog or find out if they are eligible to get a dog.
Sure. So we're really fortunate in our organization. We actually have our own breeding department. So we have a full breeding team who is breeding different dogs to try to breed the perfect guide dog. We know that the perfect guide dog is actually different for every individual. So they're breeding for temperament and behavior, health, of course. And so that's kind of how we get our dogs. We do every now and then take donations of dogs from different organizations because, of course, we want to keep our bloodline clean and make sure that we're having healthy dogs. So that's how we get our dogs. Our dogs then go, once they're bred, the mom and dad dogs actually live in volunteer houses found locally within like a 6-hour radius of us here. And so those dogs, they come in when it's time to do their job, whether it be the male or female role, and then they go back home. And ideally, the puppies are born in the houses of volunteers who are housing the mom dog. Once they are born, they stay there for about 6 to 7 weeks, and then they come back into the Leader Dog campus where they go through their first round of medical evaluations. And then they actually go out with a puppy raiser. The puppy raiser is a volunteer who spends the first year of their life with the guy, or the first year of the puppy's life with the volunteer, teaching them basic obedience, house manners, and really exposing them to as many environments as possible to get these dogs comfortable. around their first birthday or a couple months after, they get a little happy birthday card with this is kind of when you need to bring the dog back. And so they'll bring the dog back, and that's when the dog will go through an evaluation to either maybe be pulled for breeding or go into formal training. Every now and then a dog will get career changed at that point, maybe for a medical reason, or we just temperament, the dog's not going to be a good guide dog. But otherwise, they go into that formal training. Our guide dog mobility instructors spend 4 months with the dogs, teaching them everything they need to know to be a guide dog. They start out really small with basic commands of recall. They also start putting the harness on the dog to make sure that the dog doesn't have any body sensitivity issues or concerns. And then they gradually get the training is more intense. Ultimately, that we want a guide dog who is happy to do the work, who's in good health so that we're not passing on any, medications or expenses onto our clients, and who has good skills, basically, who somebody can, work with and rely on to keep them safe. So they spend 4 months doing that. Anytime during that 4 months, a dog can be career changed for various reasons. But hopefully they'll be graduating within those 4 months and be assigned to their new handler, to a client. Clients actually, put in a lot of work in order to get a guide dog. It's not just one of those things where somebody decides they want one and they get one. They actually have to have a lot of skills in place prior to getting a guide dog. And that's kind of where those cane skills come in. So they apply for a guide dog. We're looking that they've got some nice independent routes that they can travel. And we're looking to make sure it's going to be a safe environment for our guide dog. And then it's going to be a matter of finding the right dog for them. So that's kind of the whole process in a very, very short, brief statement.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And then you mentioned the white cane. If you can kind of give us your all's process for training with that. Do you do that on site? And if you do, are people from outside of your area able to come in? Kind of what does that look like for someone who may be traveling?
Yeah.
And then how do they sign up to get that training?
So the orientation and mobility program typically takes place on our campus here in Rochester Hills. However, similar to our guide dog program, we actually can provide these services in home as well. However, majority of clients are coming here on campus for both guide dog and orientation and mobility. The guide dog program is 3 weeks long. Orientation and mobility, the white cane training, is only 1 week long. So clients work one-on-one with a certified orientation and mobility specialist to work on cane skills that they need. So we really we meet them at their skill level and we focus on what they need to work on, what their goals are. So throughout the week, usually, I would meet a client on Monday morning, talk to them. What do you want to get out of this week? What type of environment do you travel in typically? So we can try to mimic it here. And together we go through the skills. We start from the basics. Sometimes I'm giving a person their very first cane ever. This is very new to them. Other times somebody has had some training in the past, but maybe their eye conditions change, their physical ability has changed. Maybe they've moved and they're traveling in a new environment. Lots of reasons to get some O&M brush up. We certainly say it's not kind of you graduate and you're done. It's a lifelong skill that you need refreshers on. Technology continues to change, the environment, now all these roundabouts and different things continue to change. So we're always here for that. We hope to serve people throughout their entire lifespan in all of our programs. So when coming here and staying on campus, whether it be for a guide dog or orientation and mobility, it's very similar to staying in a hotel-like setting. We've got lots of rooms. I think we have a total of 34 residence rooms, 30 of them mainly being used for residents or for clients. And they've got their own bedroom, their own bathroom. We have a dining room, a workout facility, pavilion, practice course. Very, very comfortable and nice place to stay for the extended period of time.
Very good. And so how do people get in touch to get these services, either whether it's, looking for a dog or looking for a mobility training? How do they reach out to you all to sign up for those or get that scheduled?
Yeah, it's really nice. We try to make it as easy as possible and remove as many barriers. You can simply go to our website at leaderdog.org and hit apply. It'll go for apply for orientation mobility, guide dog program, or our teen summer camp and or teen O&M, which maybe I'll have time to talk about briefly. But you can apply leaderdog.org, or you can give us a call at 888-777-5332 and ask to speak to a client services coordinator. They'd be happy to either A, send a paper application in the mail, or B, help you get started an application over the phone. So we try to make it as accessible as possible. We don't require any formal referrals from any other blind rehab professionals. We love it when that happens. That's a bonus for us. But we try to, again, remove as many barriers as we can to help people get these services.
And then what are the costs associated with the services? Are there any fees for any of the programs?
So we're fortunate that we're able to provide these services completely free to our clients. And that includes room, board, and airfare. We fly people in from all over the United States and Canada to receive these services. There is no expense to them. Again, we're fortunate that we have the support of the Lions Club and all of our donors to make that happen. Because we're a nonprofit, we also don't receive any state or federal income, and we receive no money from insurance companies. So truly, without our community and our supporters, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. But it's so important that there aren't fees associated with these services, and so that people can get to the level of independence that they want without a financial burden.
Great. So you mentioned US and Canada. Are there any geographic restrictions, or those anybody in Canada or the United States would be eligible?
So for our for our orientation and mobility program, our teen summer camp, and our teen O&M, US, United States, and Canada. For our guide dog program, we do service some other countries. It's kind of a not a case by case, but we have to have a relationship also with a guide dog organization within that area to have follow-up support, basically. So we do have relationships with Mexico and Spain and Portugal. So we kind of have these different contracts and relationships. So we do serve outside of the United States and Canada. It's just a little bit more specific on the details there.
And so you mentioned all of this is done free of charge, thanks to the contributions that come in. So what's the easiest way for people to support you all? What are some ways that people can get involved by financially donating or volunteering, or however you all need support?
There are so many ways to give. To donate, you can go to our website again, leaderdog.org. There's a huge donate button. There's lots of different ways even to donate that I have since learned since joining here. You can, of course, just send a check or, PayPal, things like that. We actually have Venmo now. But you can also give for fundraisers and start your own kind of fundraiser, like on Facebook. Sometimes you see those for birthday fundraisers. You can do that type of thing. You can also give as part of your estate and your financial planning. There's lots of different ways. So you can certainly learn more at leaderdog.org. And then, of course, giving your time is a huge donation. So not just giving that financial aspect, but our volunteers are absolutely incredible and give so much. So we have around 500 on-campus volunteers who assist in every department. So we have them in marketing, we have them in HR, we have them, of course, over in the Canine Development Center where they're helping and interacting with dogs daily and puppies. But also, we have our puppy raisers. They are all volunteers as well. So those are considered our off-campus volunteers who are out raising puppies. Again, another huge piece and component of what we do, we couldn't do without them. So lots of ways to get involved, whether you're close or far. You can certainly learn more at leaderdog.org, or again, call us at 888-777-5332, and we'll be happy to answer questions.
Awesome. And for puppy raisers, I think everybody thinks that's like the dream job. I'm sure there's some training involved to become one of those. And then do you have to be within a certain distance from your offices to be a puppy raiser?
No, what's really cool is you really don't have to have a whole lot of experience to be a puppy raiser. We really help you and support you throughout the entire process. We do have an orientation or a general session once a month where you can learn more and really understand what you're getting yourself into and the commitment that it is. But we've also created a lot of different puppy raising options to try to fit people's needs. So you can check those out again on our website. You don't have to live super close by any means, but it is your responsibility. If you live in California, you would have to fly here to pick up the dog and then fly back to return the dog. But again, we support in all that we can. We have virtual training sessions. We have usually puppy counselors that hopefully live within your area, so you can go to puppy events and have that support of somebody else who is raising a puppy. There is, basic commands and training that they want you to work on with your puppy, and they really do support in all of that. So it is a great program. So many people say, "Oh, I can't imagine returning the dog. That's so difficult." And of course it's difficult. You've spent a year with this dog. But one of the best quotes I ever heard is, "It's not what you're giving up, but what you're giving." And so our puppy raisers, if the client is okay with it, the dog, makes it through and is issued to a client. As long as the client is okay with it, you get an opportunity to meet the client, whether that be in person or via Zoom. And so many times the puppy raiser and clients build this wonderful relationship and can, follow along the journey of their dog and feel inspired and know that they were a huge part of that.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned the teen O&M. I think we have a little more time here, so if you wanted to mention anything about that, just kind of give us some more information.
I would love to. Thank you so much. So we are really excited. We have a couple of teen programs. We have our teen summer camp and we have teen O&M. Both are available to teens, obviously. The camp is specifically for 16 and 17-year-olds. Camp is so much fun. Campers come in from all over the US and Canada. They stay on campus by themselves with obviously our our supervision, but they're traveling alone. And we go rock wall climbing, we go zip lining, we play beep kickball, we do all sorts of really fun things. They get a day with a guide dog. We talk about leadership skills, we talk about accessible GPS. But most importantly, they're just meeting other teens like themselves and making connections and knowing they're not alone in this world or experience and journey that they're on. So that's Teen Summer Camp. It takes place the last week of June. It's fantastic. Highly, highly recommend. And then we also have Teen O&M. So this is a program where they're really focusing on their orientation and mobility skills. So they're working one-on-one with an O&M specialist on their cane skills. This program, they actually travel with an adult supporter. So a parent or guardian or somebody would travel with them, and they would actually stay at a local hotel. And then we would kind of get them to campus back and forth. Both programs completely free. We provide everything. So we cover the airfare for teen camp and teen O&M for both the adult supporter and the teen. So again, completely free. You can go to both programs. And we certainly encourage that. So those are the two teen programs. Applications actually are up on our website right now. You can check those out and get started on them, but both really fantastic programs.
And I may have just missed this, but was there a specific date for the teen O&M, or is that just a continual?
Teen O&M, we are offering 3 different weeks in the summer. So I believe there's a week in June, a week in July, and a week in August. So a little bit of variety there, or best for their schedule. Teen summer camp is definitely only that last week of June. So that's only one time a year, whereas teen O&M happens 3 times a year.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on with us. Is there anything else that you wanted to share? I know you could probably talk all day about leader dogs and everything that you all do, but just anything here at the end that you want to share.
I would just say if you're interested in learning more, please do contact us, whether it be for the website leaderdog.org or our phone number, again, 888-777-5332. The best way that you can help us too is just share what you've learned about Leader Dog. Tell somebody about it. So many times we do sort of presentations or share, and somebody will come up to us afterwards and say, "You know what, my sister-in-law actually has been losing her vision," or my neighbor or somebody. If you know somebody who could, benefit from our services, or you're not quite sure, please pass along our contact information. It's great to at least have a conversation and see what we can do to assist. Because again, our entire goal is to really help people who are blind or visually impaired be unstoppable and independent in whatever capacity that looks like for them. So thank you so much for having me on to share about Leader Dog. You're right, I could talk all day. So I appreciate your time and your questions. It's been fantastic.
Well, thank you so much. My puppy here is trying to make an appearance, so
That's fair.
trying to hide her. Yeah.
So
But
cute.
we will wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been our January Ask the Expert interview series with Leslie Hoskins from Leader Dogs for the Blind. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.